Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. And I apologize for the extended delay there, but we were just waiting for game number 2 of these two players to wrap on up, and it has concluded, and the series continues. We are jumping into the ace match. We are tied up 1-1 in the semifinals match. As a reminder, the winner of this series faces off against Nikic in the grand finals. The loser of this series faces off against Wayne in the bronze match, in the third place match instead. So they both still have series ahead of them. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Zerg player representing, oh my god, I did not realize this. Representing his new team, the Platinum Heroes, it is YoungYakov. Okay, so earlier we did see that Nikic did join the Platinum Heroes. Looks like YoungYakov as well. Again, the Platinum Heroes, they have been shifting up their roster quite a bit. It looks like Twisted Minds did let their players fall by the wayside, as Twisted Minds did have, if I'm not mistaken, YoungYakov, Nikic, and Aristory. I believe the three of them were on Twisted Minds. It's very possible that the three of them have been since let go. And Platinum Heroes, alongside other teams, have been picking up players in preparation for WTL, for the next round of World Team League. There are a bunch of players that have been picked up and traded and swapped around, and players are just teams are just refining their rosters, and we'll see where everyone does lie. But it is I love to see that YoungYakov is getting the support that he deserves, the support that he really does deserve here, because he's an amazing player. He's good at what he does, and can he go further in this tournament? Because we're tied up. We're here in the ace match. This could go either way. Both these players are amazing in their own right. They're both some of the best in Europe here. Gerald, he has been rising through the ranks when it comes to the Protoss players in Europe. And yeah, I would say that he has improved quite a lot over the past year of StarCraft. Likewise, YoungYakov, not so young anymore, but over the past couple of years has also been really making a name for himself and making him more known amongst the European scene. It is great to see him here as well, as we're getting into the ace match. Now, we missed out on game 1. Game 2 was on Oceanborn. Game 2 was on Oceanborn. It was a long macro game. It was 20 or so minutes, around 18 or so minutes of of just a back and forth between the two of them. It was quite close, and we'll see how the story ends. We'll see how this story does end. For the time being, Hatch Gas Pool. For the time being, standard opener out of YoungYakov, nothing too crazy. Likewise, a gate expand into Cybercore from Gerald. Standard opener here, leading into a Stargate. Again, we have been casting a lot of Geralt recently, just because we've been focusing a lot on the Polish scene. We've been casting a lot of the Howl's Galactic Battle, and Geralt did quite well for himself. Overall, did quite well for himself, and we saw a lot of his Protoss versus Zerg. We were able to bear witness to how he played out the matchup quite a bit, and honestly, he thrives in the mid-game. We saw a lot of Oracle openers, a lot of Oracle play. We saw a little bit of Void Ray opener out of Geralt during that event, just a little bit of it, but mainly Oracle based play into a 3-base setup, then into some 3-base aggression. From there, Geralt could try to go in towards the late game, or more often just embrace the mid game instead, and he'd be hyper aggressive from there. As we are getting into our next game. But here we go. The first Oracle doesn't get into the main base, and the Spore not quite ready, catching YoungYakov off guard. 6 workers go down. I apologize, I was just dying a little bit. So good, we are back. But yeah, the first Oracle getting a lot of damage done across the map. Does take quite a bit of hull damage, but well worth 6 drone kills. Oh my god. At the same time, we do manage to get our Lings across as well, just to harass, just to poke and prod. But Geralt is looking quite solid back at home. He has both of his Eps in position. Oracle looking for another way in. Once again, no Spore at the natural either, and we get another 2 drones. 8 workers in total. Not a good start here for YoungYakov. The Queen's not quite in position either. Oracle will manage to escape. At the same time, another Oracle does actually rally into the Spore. No damage dealt from this Oracle, just one worker kill, but takes so much hull damage. This second Oracle was a little bit lackluster. A bit of a lackluster second Oracle, but the first one was able to pop off. And so far, at least both Oracles survive. They have paid for themselves, and Gerald is in a good position. A very strong start for our Protoss player. A very strong start. From here, of course, we're getting into our follow-up. It's going to be Twilight Council with a Forge. Adepts, they do get across the map. We do get surrounded, though. A bit of a move command. Yeah, rough positioning there from the Adepts. They do get caught out. Four of them do fall. So a much better cleanup. A much better cleanup here from YoungYakov. And Adept does shade in towards the natural and towards the main even as well. Gonna get an extra 2 drones before being cleaned up. And that does trigger a counterattack. Lings, they do get across the map. But we have plenty at home to defend. And again, Gerald, I would say is still ahead. He killed 12 drones in total. 12 workers have fallen so far this game. And we're getting into +1 and Blink Stalkers. Again, Forge is done. Twilight Council as well. We have the Gateway Explosion. It's going to be 6 gates in total. With the completion of this 5th and 6th gateway, Gerald is going to be aggressive. He's going to be pushing out. Oh my god, we're not done! Did I say 6 gateways? I should have said 8 gates. 8 gateways are finishing up here. Massive aggression on 3 bases. Stalkers will be pushing, and we will have Oracles to support. The role here is that the Oracles are going to be able to fend off any Lings and keep these Stalkers safe and sound. What I will say, though, is Blink is late. We had the money for it. Blink is heavily delayed here for Geralt. I don't think that was intentional, so do you think that was a bit of a misstep? That is going to delay the push. Geralt ideally wants to wait for Blink before he moves out. But he's going to have to try to move out without it. And again, he's quite vulnerable as a result. 4th base behind this. We are pushing. And can we deny the 4th? 4th base is well underway. We have plenty of Lings in position as well. Plenty of Lings, and yeah, there's no Blink. We get a full surround, and we do not get a kill on any of those Stalkers. Thankfully, they were quite beefy with plenty of shields. They do escape, but recall was wasted, and Gerald didn't really get much for it. He picks up a couple of Lings here and there, but again, not quite worth it in the end. As he has to retreat, take the 4th base, and he's taking up into Storm. Storm is on the way. YoungYakov, gonna be investing quite heavily here into these mutas. They throw down a Spire. I believe the Spire was not scattered, so this is a bit of a Hail Mary play from YoungYakov, going for a hidden Spire into Mass Muta. Looking at the vision here, we have yet to see. We did not scout the Spire whatsoever, so this is gonna catch Geralt off guard. Geralt has got cannons and shield batteries on the way here at the 4th base location. The 3rd is exposed. The natural, likewise exposed. The main base, a bit more fortified with 1 cannon, but still, that's not going to be enough. As Lings, they do hit the 4th base. Geralt out of position. Forced to turn back around. Big stasis, though. Big stasis here on the army. We do collapse here on the Lings. Overall, a good trade for Geralt. Doesn't lose too much. Mutas are now revealed. Phoenixes are on the way, and Geralt, he needs a little bit more time to prepare. Does need a little bit more time here, as mutas, they do get behind the main base, behind the natural as well. Oh, 9 probes get picked off. We are bleeding out some of these mutas. Did I say 9? I meant to say 12. Oh my god, 12 probes go down. But at what price? What was the price? Looking at the resources lost tab here, it was 12 probes for 6 mutas. Not the best trade. That was okay for YoungYakov, but we're trading gas for minerals. Like, mutas are quite expensive gas-wise, and yeah, that is 600 gas down the drain. 5th base is on the way. YoungYakov's economy looking strong. What I will say is that he has recovered economically. He's joining up to 84 at this point. The mutas, even though a lot of them went down, he has bought map control. He has bought time with this, as he's forcing Geralt to stay back at home, to stay contained, more importantly. As the mutas, they do get into the main base, we do focus on a pylon. Pylon goes down. We keep up with, or we keep these mutas, sorry, the Stalkers busy. Storms are forced out. Big catch here from YoungYakov. Very nicely done. We killed 2 High Templar, and we forced 2 more to morph into Archons. No storms left. Every storm was wasted on Lings more than anything. So very nice catch from YoungYakov. Ooh. Gas is going to be Mute is going to be pulling back. Gerald are going to be pulling back here as well. And basically, ever since the Mutas have arrived, we've been keeping Gerald contained. Gerald, he just hasn't had the opportunity to move out across the map. Hasn't been able to be quite active whatsoever. He's been stuck at home. And as a result, I love that YoungYakov is taking this opportunity to tech up, to head towards Hydra's Lurker tech. Hydra Lurker Viper is on the horizon. Hive is in production as well for YoungYakov, so he's transitioning out of Mutas into Lurkers. As he's moving into Lurkers, though, I love this out of Gerald's Sky Toss. You know, on the one hand, sure, YoungYakov is working towards the best anti-ground toss army he can muster. That is true. But he's going to be going up against Sky Toss instead. Or what looks to be Sky Toss. For now, we're going to Mass Phoenix. We have Anion Pulse Crystals in production. I was hoping we would actually work towards something like carrier production, but it makes sense because there are so many Mutas. We have to respect them. We have to head into those Phoenixes instead. Do have to head into those Phoenixes. Charge on the way, +3 attack as well. The mass Muta has been revealed, but thankfully for YoungYakov, we were already transitioning out of Muta. Phoenixes were revealed. So again, we're transitioning out of Mutas. Hive is about to finish up. We can get into those Hive upgrades. Into Seismic Spines, Adaptive Talons. And the first wave of Lurkers are already here. Now, what is scary is that these Phoenixes, they aren't just going to kill these Mutas. They will. Don't get me wrong. They will kill the Mutas. And against a low amount of Lurkers, we've seen it before where Gerald, he can't just pick up the Lurkers. Just like you do against Siege Tanks, you can just lift and CC every single Lurker and you can still take a good fight. Gerald still can make use of these Phoenixes even after the death of the Mutas. And behind this, carrier production has commenced. The Phoenixes, they are going to be rotating around. Mutas headed up towards the northern portion of the map. More hatcheries on the way. More hatcheries are on the way as we're going to be able to catch a couple of transferring workers. 3 of them do go down. Oh my god, where are the spores? No spores. YoungYakov a little bit too greedy here, and the Phoenixes, they just can't be engaged. They get a worker kills the Mutas, they cannot touch them. They try. Oof, but so many Mutas go down in the process. Very efficient trade. At the same time, YoungYakov, he dives on in, but he's running into carriers. He's running into the army. Hydras are going down. The Lurkers are exposed. Where's the detection? We have it. Big revelation here on the Lurkers, and YoungYakov, he loses so much here. You can see that he's still maxed out. He remaxes with 31 Hydras, but that was an expensive loss. He lost 6 Lurkers, 9 Hydras, and most of the Mutas. And now we trigger a big counterattack. And what's scary about this counterattack, the soup does lie. YoungYakov, he's maxed out. No Lurkers. 3 Lurkers are currently in production, but he has 0 Lurkers left right now. 0 Lurkers ready for this, so we lose 1 base, and YoungYakov, he will lose another. We can just keep on pushing, knocking down base after base. And can he be stopped? Oh my god. No Observer with the army, is what I will say. No Observer. No, sorry, my apologies. 2 Observers. Now we can keep pushing. We can send it, Bobby. We do get a revelation on the army. We have the Observers in position. Show us the storms. So depending on the storms, we can take a beautiful fight here. High Templar pushing in. Storms on the Lurkers, not on the Hydras. High Templar are forced back. YoungYakov pushing up the ramp towards that carrier. As Gerald has been caught out of position here, Gateway's going to be going down. A big surround though with the Zealots. A big surround, massive storms as well, and Gerald, he's just swallowing up this army. The storms are insane, and there are no more Hydras. No more Hydras, only a handful of Queens. Not enough shoots up, and YoungYakov, he's running out of steam, running out of army. He was so committed. GG gets called. Gerald cleans him up, and we'll take the series 2-1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Gerald's able to weather the storm and make use of the storm himself. Able to turn the tables here on YoungYakov. The Mutas did well. The Mutas, they may not have killed like an amazing amount of probes. That's true. The Mutas didn't kill a lot. But remember, they did allow YoungYakov to tech up, right? To tech up, to transition, to drone up to 85, to take 5-6 bases, to transition into lurker tech. That was all good. The problem was the transition into lurkers. If you remember, as YoungYakov was losing Mutas, he was also losing lurkers. Like, as his Mutas got caught, the game-winning move for Gerald, when he took momentum, was when YoungYakov pushed up the ramp, and when he lost 9 lurkers. Remember, when he lost his first wave of lurkers, that was brutal. And that was the moment when Gerald won that fight and then killed 2 bases. He killed 2 bases, he crippled the economy, he forced YoungYakov all in. Unfortunately, again, as you bleed out Mutas, you have to slowly incorporate more and more lurkers, and it felt like YoungYakov was just a little bit too adventurous. Was just a little bit too overeager there. Was maybe thinking that there was a window that he could abuse where there wasn't one, where there wasn't one, and in the end, YoungYakov, he did fall by the wayside here. He did just overextend, lost too much too quickly. GG. Well played. Congratulations, YoungYakov advances on... Sorry, Gerald advances on to the grand finals, where he's going to be facing off against Nikic in a best of 5.